Hello, everyone. My name is Rich. I use the he, him pronouns, and you are watching the actual play channel where we play amazing tabletop role playing games together. Mad J. Brown was kind enough to let me step in and GM for a bit, and I'm immensely grateful for his trust and excited to run something for the channel. This is the continuation of Hutt Cartel. Hutt Cartel is a hack, mostly a reskin, meaning that the core engine of it is a game called Cartel, which is a Mexican narco fiction game that is put out by Magpie Games. And it's inspired by the likes of Breaking Bad, Sons of Anarchy, Narcos, The Wire. And one time, a few years ago, I said, Cartel, I like Star Wars, Hutt Cartel, let's do that thing. Now, before we get into our fun, let me give you the bevy of warnings. But before that, I want to slip in that all channel proceeds for actual play are split between Black Lives Matter and the Trans Legal Defense and Education Fund. Make sure I got that taken care of. I hit all the buttons. So Cartel, and therefore Hutt Cartel, is an adult game. This is a PG-13 version that we're playing, probably, but let me get the warnings out of the way. There is a move about getting shot. Moves meaning when you engage in a particular piece of fiction, you roll dice. There's a move called getting carking shot, and if you fail, you lose your character. Death is on the line here. There are moves for characters participating in the act of taking drugs because Cartel. There's also a casual sex move, so please be advised that there will be some adult content in this game. We do have some safety tools that we as players have all discussed ahead of time, and we have things that we have lines on, which means that that's content that we are not interested in our story. We have veils on particular pieces of content. So while I said there is a casual sex move, if sexual content does happen, we will fade to black. We will not shine a spotlight on that. It would just say it happens. And then we skip forward and past that. And then we have a few things which are ask first, just a few small items. And of those particular items, we will have a discussion in the moment about, I have an idea for this. Is everybody cool with it? And if any one person says, can you try a different way? Then we'll chuck that idea aside. Rather than, if it weren't an ask first, you might introduce it without checking in with a group. And then on top of that, we do have the X card. The X card is a full stop. It's a thing where you didn't realize that you would have a problem with X or Y thing, or you probably would have put it in the lines and veils sections that we have in our safety section of the character keeper. And so that's just a thing that could be situational for whatever reason that you as a person decide, hey, this is not fun for me. You just X card, and then I may check in just to try to understand what it was that was X carded in case it's not clear to me. And by the way, I was public school educated in the United States, so sometimes things aren't clear to me. It's not my fault, right? I can blame public schools, right? Regardless, I will ask that question in good faith, and you don't have to defend yourself. You don't have to explain why you've X carded it. It's gone. We excise it from our play. If we need to take a break, we'll do that, because your safety and comfort as a person is way more important than any fiction that we've generated in this game. Misha, is there anything in the overall content for Hutt Cartel that I've missed that I should circle back and make sure folks know about? Oh, you're talking on mute.
Possible romance and or sex.
Yep, romance and or sex, but sexual content would be veiled. But thank you for that. All right. Well, last week on Hutt Cartel, we had some fun scenes where Abby and her pack, her gang of girl Zabraks, which I guess you're called Abby's gang. Like you guys don't have a gang name, do you? See, this is the Misha can't name things. That's fine. Put me on the back burner. If you
I
come up
will
with a cool
think
name,
about it.
otherwise we'll just say we're Yabies girls, whatever. The alphabets. I don't know. So AB and her pack they picked up a shipment of Slick. Oh, there we
Yeah,
go.
we changed. I thought we changed the name of that.
AB's Angels. So AB and her pack of Zabrax picked up the most recent shipment of Slick, which was created by Ito, who's our cook, and they had planned to take it over to Jubal's, the bar / cantina run by a person named Jubal, oddly enough. And you had a bit of a run-in with some of the Terrace security force. So Terrace is the planet that we're playing on. It's lifted from a Knights of the Old Republic video game setting, which is canon by the movies because, in Rogue One, there was a senator from Terrace. So while it's never been shown in a live action Star Wars thing, we know that it's been acknowledged in Disney canon, which makes me excited. Terrace is a planet that is all one city. It's Economanopolis, I think. I probably screwed that word up. I should have it tattooed on the inside of my hand from the amount of times that I've tried to say it and blown it. And so the cool thing about Terrace to me is that there are different strata, which to me typify the class structure that also exists within Terrace as a society. So there's a undercity, a lower city, a middle city, and an upper city. Imagine what happens in each of those, and you're probably close. We'll be playing mostly in Middle City with forays into Lower City. And I say that to say this. So Avia and her gang, after having a run-in with a Terrace security force, made a run for it, decided to lay low in Lower City. And probably would have done so for an extended period of time, but received a call from Panazapal, who's one of the lieutenants for the crime boss of the plaza of our setting in Middle City, known as the Gundark. Panazapal acting at the behest of the Gundark, an unknown crime boss. Nobody has seen them that we know of. That's a huge Chekhov's gun that we'll put on the mantle over there. So Panazapal reached out to AB and said, "Hey, you need to make the delivery." And AB said, "Sure." And he said, "You've got 2 hours." And then I asked AB, "What's the plan?" "Oh, probably lay low for another hour or so and then head to Jubal's." So that's where we left things off with AB and her gang. And then with Ito, after producing the shipment of Slick, I'm going to say Slack because I use Slack a lot, but I mean Slick. So after creating your latest shipment of Slick, you left Zippy, the humming droid assistant of yours, to stay back and clean all the Erlenmeyer flasks and the like. I'm not going to say beakers because that's the name of my chihuahua, and he might think I'm calling for him. And, headed out to grab some drinks with his mate, his buddy, Tal Sivron. And the two of you were at the Starlight Lounge, a sports bar, whereupon Tal Sivron thought if you ate a lot of Five Blossom bread, it would keep you from getting inebriated. And he was wrong. Ito gave him a ride home, whereupon a very drunk Tal Sivron warned him at the last possible moment, "Hey, your sister might be here, just so you know." Ito was a little surprised to find out why would his sister Elimadura be over at Tal Sivron's. He confessed that the two of them had been hooking up and that he was deeply in love with her, but hadn't told her that exactly. Not told her that at all in any way, shape, or form. And for some reason, Elimadura did not want to move in with him at his small 1-bedroom flat that has a Murphy bed kitchen setup. If you've seen Fifth Element, where Corbin Dallas lives, probably close to where how Tal Sivron, who is a Sauri man, Twi'lek, what he does. I think he kind of like pushes buttons and does accountant work or something. So Ito was able to finally. Sorry, I have to post that in. That is too clever. So Ito was able to extricate himself from that, and where he went, I don't think we had determined. So that's the points where that's the last time ons for our two principal characters. But I've done a lot of talking, and I think some other people should do some talking. So I'm going to have folks introduce their characters. Jeremiah, if you could introduce yourself and tell us a bit about your character.
Yeah, I'm Jeremiah. I use the he, him pronouns, and I'm playing Ito. He is the cook in this cartel. So I'm the one making the drugs. I'm the one cooking up the slick with my little robot assistant. And my sort of big thing is like none of my closest friends and family really know what I do. So I'm basically lying to everybody that I'm in this illicit activities.
Indeed. Thank you very much. And next up is Misha. If you could introduce yourself and tell us about your character.
Sure. I'm Misha B. I am playing Amy. Amy is a Zamorak woman from Iridonia who, with the rest of her girl gang, I'm thinking something like the Feathers is a name. Sounds like soft and fluffy, but also lets you do things because like fly and stuff. Escaped from Iridonia, probably got more like chased off than escaped so much. We've got Haproda, the trickster, not trickster, jokester. We got Tessie, the slightly airheaded one, and we got Muvanu, the bruiser, always ready for a scrap. And yeah, we're kind of like the couriers of the Gundark's regime. That's a good word.
Yeah, I like regime. That's good. That's good. So, I think I'm gonna go lead right off with you, Misha, which is why I selected you to go last. You are headed to Jubal's. Now, Jubal's is a bar owned by Jubal, who's a Deferonian female. Her, and she owns Jubal's and calls it Jubal's because she just can't be arsed to go through the process of changing the name. And
file the DA paperwork.
There's so much paperwork, you guys. It's not worth it, she says. Now, you normally deliver, like you pick up things at Gadget Zone. I really want to record like a Gadget Zone like sound bite. So I could just like drop it in, just hot drop it in, because that would make me laugh. But you normally pick up things from Gadget Zone because Ito's lab is there and take it to Jubal's. And Jubal's is just the point where does Jubal like does she sell it? Are there other people who come to pick it up, like street folks that are part of the cartel that come to pick it up from there, or what?
Yeah, I think this is more. Jubal is not part of the network.
Ooh,
Jubal's place is.
Okay.
But she is not.
Interesting.
She may or may not know that her place is part of the network.
Really? Okay.
But cool. Yeah, she does not work for the Gundark that she knows of. At least that I know of that she knows of.
Does she know that you're moving in this highly illegal drug into her place?
Probably not. At least I try to conceal it from her. How smart she is and whether she figures it out, and how slick I am is a totally different kettle of fish. But I have not specifically told her, and I do try to hide it from her.
Okay. And then hopefully last question, unless your answer makes me think of more questions. But so what is, and this may not be something AB knows, but we can talk it through. Big package, shipment of slick that, if we remember, we talked about was broken into these little vials that people can take. How does that distribute out? Are there people who, like, is this the dump where people, not dump, but like the place where people who are going to move the product on the street come here and pick it up and take it out? Is it just sold here under the table and Jubal has no idea, which makes me feel she's pretty clueless? Or is there another process that distributes the slick out?
I think this is where the individual sellers come to get their supply.
Okay. So
like
they
we
come
have the
by for a
we
pickup.
break it up into, like, 10 vial chunks, and I was like, oh, you're Bob. Bob's supposed to get two chunks, and so Bob goes off and sells 2 chunks.
Nice. And then, sorry, this is super interesting to me.
Yeah, I know. You're making me answer questions. Okay.
I like these questions, though. Your answers are good. Do AB and her girls handle, like, you just distribute? Does it matter if these guys have sold whatever product that they had? The money collection is something that Rook and his folks do, or?
Yeah, I do not. I'm sure she is occasionally called on to like break kneecaps and do some collections, but that is not part of the. She gets her list of who's supposed to get what, and if you're on the list, you get it, and if you're not on the list, you don't get it, and that's it.
Okay, sounds pretty simple. I mean, you've got it made.
Except for you're holding massive quantities of vials of slick.
Oh, right. That thing you're doing right this minute as we begin this game.
Yeah, that little except for that bit. It's simple.
So easy. So we pick up with AB deciding an hour has passed and it is time to head to Jubal's so that you can come in under the wire against Panazapal's deadline. What does that look like? You've got the backpack, right? We talked about it was a backpack that everything's stored in. Are you sending one of them out ahead of you? You guys all riding as a pack?
I think I send Muvanu out with Tassi first to see if the coast is clear, and then Haproda and I follow 5 minutes later.
Well, it sounds like you're trying to get your gang to follow your lead on something dangerous or costly or out of the ordinary.
Sure.
Yeah. Well, then I'm going to ask you to roll my pack, which is one of the moves of your particular playbook. So let's jump here. Roll plus hustle. And yeah, you want to get a 7 or better. Otherwise, they're trouble. That's an old roll. Here comes a new roll. I'm excited to see it. I know how much the dice love Avi.
Yeah. It's not Avi they hate. It's Misha. Although I had good rolls last night, I was impressed.
You did.
I got a 6 even. Ooh.
All right. Whoa!
Hey,
look at that. Holy frijoles. That is awesome. On a 10 plus, you get all 3. They all go along with the plan. They follow your instructions precisely. They don't demand drugs or creds. Oh, man, that's so cool. So, who is it that you sent ahead? Your laser brain buddy?
Yeah, I sent, that's why I sent her with Muvanu, because, I figure between the two of them, they should balance each other out.
Totally. Muvanu and Tazi together is a good combo. Which means that your good buddy Haproda is the one riding with you. She's the one keeping you safe. Yeah, that's cool. That's real cool. So, they zoom ahead, and you see the little neon lights of the backs of their speeder bikes after they take off ahead. They're gone for a few minutes, and a Proto says, I'm feeling a little better about this one. I think we're going to be fine. I told you the last one I didn't have a good feeling, but now it's good. We're good. Wait, don't tell me you don't have a good feeling now.
No, I haven't had, but you never say it out loud. Haven't you heard of that law that you don't say it when, because then bad shit happens, and the apple
I haven't heard
guy.
that law. I don't, you know me. I'm a
Wait, not
lawbreaker
the apple
anyway,
guy.
AB. Come on, we got this. It's fine. Right?
Probably.
Nice. So then you kick it in gear, and the two of you zip across, leaving Lower City. There are some of those very, like, we're talking Star Wars, so of course everything is grand scale. And I'm imagining there's like one area of the city that's kind of like a corkscrew type thing. If you've ever seen the when you're exiting a parking garage and you've got that crazy ass corkscrew to get the hell out of there. Imagine one of those on a grander scale that people can use to move up and down the different levels. So you guys are moving along, and there's a point maybe where a little bit of backed up traffic from some of the speeders, and you see up ahead there are a couple of stormtroopers on speeder bikes, actually. Yeah.
Huh.
Now, you are an immigrant to Terrace, not originally from Terrace. Have you gotten in good with any of the locals?
I think we had. Yeah, we are in touch with high-level smugglers and producers from other cartels, so I am plus connected.
Nice. Then you might recognize a little bit of flash on the slightly hidden away on the speeder bike of Private Kel Guri. Guri is a local. He joined the Empire because it pays well, great benefits, get extra time off, all those logical reasons that people decide to
Join
work
evil
for an
empires.
empire. Right, right. Yeah, exactly. All those reasons. And yeah, you see that he's pulled over, and he and his partner are accosting, talking to Muvanu. You can slip right by him, no problem. What do you do? Proto says, I've got this. Yeah, just go on.
All right, I will meet you. I'll call you in 20. If you're still in trouble, let me know.
Of course. I've got this. What are you
If it
worried
gets
about?
bigger, let me know before 20.
Sure. What do you think? I'm Tazi? I know how to do this. I'm a professional. She pulls her pulls her speeder bike off and kind of zips to idle up behind those guys as you and some of the other traffic are moving around. Like the partner of Kelguri has dropped a couple of like light cones so people know to move around. And there you go up the corkscrew, and as you go by, you see Muvanu and Kelguri, and he's there, and he's in her face, and she's doing the like, I'm not looking at you. I'm not looking at you because I want to punch you, is the look you catch as you pass by. And she hasn't seen you because she's busy trying to keep her cool.
I just kind of like keep my head down. So he's not glancing my way, and so she's not glancing my way, because if she glances my way, she might get a little big for her britches, decide she can take him, because I know she could, but she shouldn't. So
All of those statements are true. She could and she shouldn't. So leaving your pack behind, you head on, you forge on yourself. And this backpack, it's heavy. I'm giving you a stress because you are all by yourself. You got nobody else to count on right now. It is all you. So go ahead and mark that stress up to 3.
yeah.
And yeah, I think we'll have you come in to the point where you see Jubal's is written in Arabic, the weird language of Star Wars. Let me check in. Jeremiah, do you have an idea of like what's another thing in neon on Jubal's? Is it like a hologram of somebody's face, of some item? Like what's the other bit of flash to Jubal's sign?
I think there's like a big holographic cocktail. Like,
Oh yeah,
really obvious that this is a bar. Like a big oversized. Yeah.
Got it. Yeah, I like that.
Whatever. Like if it was in our world, it would be like a big martini glass or something. But some Star Warsy looking
A space martini glass.
drink receptacle.
Martini. I like it.
I mean, maybe it's Jubal's cocktail, or if we ever named it other than the Jubilee or something.
I thought it was a jubilation or something
The
like
Jubilation.
that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. We jump to Ito.
Yes.
You have successfully put your good buddy Talsifron away to bed. Like he's
Yeah.
you helped him with the Murphy bed. It got a little stuck. The rotation of the kitchen to the so he finally passes out.
Yep.
And I'm curious where do you want to go next?
I also purposely put his phone on the other side of the room because I don't trust him to not drunkenly make some bad calm decisions. So
Order some delivered food
or call my sister.
Call your sister and confess his undying love, that kind of
Yeah,
stuff.
while he's drunk, like I'm just not. I mean, I guess the most interesting, dramatic thing to do would be go see my sister.
Awesome.
Yeah, let's do
Alima
that.
Duro, your sister who's dating Tal but lives on her own and she hasn't told Ito. I imagine that Alima also lives in Middle City. That's the most populous sector. It's also the highest that non-humans can
get
easily find a place to live in. There's just, there it's harder to get the permits kind of stuff.
Sure.
It's more difficult and challenging to live up in Upper City, and why bother? Middle City's fine, right?
And I can imagine there's sort of like, I don't want to say ghettos, but like neighborhoods, right? Like there's probably like a Twi'lek sort of
nice section. Yeah, I can see that.
I can imagine it's like being partitioned in that way.
I could see that too.
With a city that's
Misha, you think that's cool? You dig the idea of like culturally divided neighborhoods? That I like that too.
Yeah. I mean that's something that often naturally happens. Yeah.
Taste of home.
Little Ryloth, might call it. Ryloth being the desert planet from which the Twi'leks originated.
Yep.
Awesome. Yeah. So you're imagining that's where your sister. What's your sister do? I mean, it's got to be a totally like standard, upright, legal thing.
Oh, absolutely. I'm gonna base this on the art that you gave her or I gave her. I don't remember where that art came from. Let me look at that and see what she looks like. Yeah, maybe she's a. I don't know why, but the first thing I thought of was like mechanic.
Oh, interesting. We do. So
we do have another NPC that's a mechanic.
Yeah, we have another NPC that's a mechanic. I do love the idea of her working with her hands, though.
Okay.
So I think that's really cool because of course everybody thinks Twillick, they're going to think a dancer, and you've gone against type, and it makes me happy. I
Yeah.
want to acknowledge that and
Yeah. So maybe it's more like more tech than mechanical.
cool. Yeah, I
Um,
like that. Maybe she's like a computer tech, or
Yeah.
maybe a droid repair person.
Ooh, there we go. I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Cool. Droid repair. Hey, she might have been the one who gave you Zippy at a very reduced rate.
Oh yeah, that could be. I like that.
All right. I like
It
it too.
also really opens the door for her to, at some point, find the gadget zone, and that won't be awkward.
Gadget Zone.
Perfect.
Oh, I just saw weapon repair. That was a good one, Misha.
Ooh,
Ah,
yeah.
okay. All right. So then let me ask another question. Does she run a shop on her own? Is this kind of one of those like the first thing I think of is like leather repair shop type deal, or is she part of a small franchise? We've already got a gadget zone.
Yeah, I'm not picturing her working for herself, so I think she kind of works somewhere. Like it might be somewhere that isn't just droid repair, and that just happens to be her job there. But yeah, I don't imagine her kind of being that independent, I guess.
And she's younger than you, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Cool. Is this her like first job type deal?
Ooh, I think like quote professional job.
Beast by.
Like
I want to do
I
that.
feel like it's like one of those things that like one of those situations where she grew up kind of like she's like fully self-taught, right? But now she sort of has like a professional capital J job doing it. Like
Nice.
it's legit.
It's legit. Oh, I love that. I love that. Yeah. I'm having some very Beast by vibes going on there. I think maybe she has to wear a bit of a uniform, kind of geek squatty kind of
Oh
uniform at this place.
yeah, got a name tag and everything.
Oh god, yeah, she has a name tag. That's so good. And she's working on a Saturday night. Like,
I was gonna say it's also I imagine it's in my head it's really late because me
yeah,
and Val were at the bar for a while.
exactly. You guys were at the bar for a while, and then you had to
But
drive across town.
big cities like this don't sleep, so there's probably 24/7 shops. So
yeah, I like it. 24/7 repair shop that does a little bit of a side work on droids. That sounds awesome. And for now, we're calling it Beast by because that just amuses me too much to not. I'm even going to write that down. It's going in the book. Beast by. It's late. Most decent folk have taken off, and this is a Beast by that's in little Ryloth, right?
Yep.
Little Ryloth, I imagine the way that it is distinct is that there's definitely a smell in the air of the rich Rykrit stew that is popular on Ryloth. Rykrit is a very not happy. Most of the animals in Ryloth are terrifying. Let me tell you. There are not many pet animals on Ryloth. So the smell of Rykrit stew is heavy. It's very spicy smell to the air. And there are also some places that they'll have certain like cactus style plants that they put up, or there's art of the like to remind them of places in the desert. And side thing, there's one cool deal in Ryloth where there's a part of the desert where there are these like floating stones, and maybe that's just a thing that you see on in the alleyway, like the painted and bright, because we have people who do graffiti per the Rebel show, so that's the thing. So you head over to Beast by. In most of the parking area for speeders abandoned. It's late. She's working the graveyard shift. You head in and you see the place like aisles and aisles of the things that they sell, but then there's off to the left a little counter area where you can bring your broken droid or other items to be fixed. And Alima brightens up and then she sees it's you and leans forward on the counter. Hey, bro.
You expecting somebody else?
No, I'm just supposed to look like I care for the customers, you know.
Gotcha. When
Zippy doing all right?
he still hums. I haven't been able to stop that.
If you bring him in, I can do a memory wipe. That'll probably take out that kind of glitch.
I don't know. I'm worried it would interfere with his other functions. So, well, maybe.
Okay.
Took me a while
Well,
to get him up to
just
speed.
let me know. I could do it on an employee discount. That's why I ask. It's pretty cheap.
I'll keep that in mind. When do you get off?
She glances up at the little chronometer on the wall. 43 minutes. I have to close, so I don't actually get off. Unless I do all my cleaning ahead of time. Why? Why are you even here? I thought you were why are you here?
Can a guy want to have a conversation with his little sister?
Well, I'm not trying to get rid of you. She pulls a little data pad over, taps it a little bit. She seems like she doesn't want to make eye contact, which is total dead giveaway. That is how Alima Dura tries to hide when she feels guilty.
Uh-huh. I feel like I'd probably catch on to that, but I'm not gonna say anything. How about maybe in like an hour? Could have a late meal or an early breakfast or catch up a little bit.
I mean, if you really want to stick around that long, I will not turn down a free meal. You were offering to pay, right? You're the big brother.
Of course.
Great. Flash. Wizard. Okay. Well, I'll see you in a little bit. I'm going to work on the wipe down and cleaning and file these tickets, okay?
Yeah, why don't you do that? I don't know, maybe I'll stick around and run interference. That way you don't get bogged down with customers right at the end of your shift.
And sure enough, this late on a weekend night, there's one person comes by, browses for a little bit, and maybe you stalk them enough to intimidate them to leave without buying anything. And we fast forward a little bit of time, and sure enough, you are the only one there. The other coworker who was evidently in the back tells Alima, I'm out. And then Alima's shutting off lights. Shunk, 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 the lights going off in series. And then she heads out, locks the door, and pulls down the big gate and the grating thing. And okay, where are you taking me?
Your choice.
Ooh, let's just walk down the corner here. They have a really good blend of rye crit.
Perfect.
So I'm imagining rye crit stew that's similar to like a noodle shop. There are the small tables that you can kind of huddle over your bowl of rye crit stew, all Twilix working like a single family that owns the restaurant. And yeah, super
I'm
fast.
gonna wait for one of those moments where she's got like a big like mouth full of food and just be like, so what's new in your life?
Slurps it up a little bit, coughs from drinking too fast, takes a drink of water. Well, I've been thinking about getting some certifications. Like
That's a
you
great
get
idea.
a real price break off of it, off of Beast Buy's employee program, and then I'm like, I'm not supposed to, but I got to look at the payroll, and I think they pay me less than anyone. I mean, Rana Tay, she just mops up, and I think she gets paid more than I do.
Well, that's not right.
Yeah.
Because I
But
want
if
to
I
torture
can
her.
if I can get the certs, then
Maybe you could open
maybe
your own shop. Get out from under every spy.
that's a few steps beyond what I was thinking. But
Dream big.
eventually that'd be cool.
Yeah. So is that all you've been doing in your free time? Looking into getting certs and hanging out with friends?
Yeah. I mean, yeah. I've been watching some Smash Ball. Your buddy is Tal Sivron is a gigantic Smash Ball fan.
Of course, yeah. Oh, yeah. My buddy Tal loves Smash Ball.
So I think we may have entered the zone of not gadget zone, but engaging with a move called Get the Truth. When you try to get the truth out of someone, roll with hustle. On a hit, you get to clear one stress.
Well, I'm at stress 0.
Aw.
It's fine.
On a 10 plus. Actually, I think at the beginning of every session you flip back to 2 stress if you were at 0. So you're at 2
Oh,
stress.
do you really? Oh, okay.
Yeah. Sorry, I should have said that at the top.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. you don't go to 2 if you were at 4 or 3. You just if you were 0, you ding 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 ding.
Always start up. Okay, that makes sense. Okay, so at least
so on a hit you clear 1 stress. On a 10 plus you get 2 options. We'll talk those through after your roll. And on a 7 to 9 you get to pick one of those options. Let's
roll with hustle.
See the roll. Yeah, rolling with hustle.
I don't think. Yeah, no, I don't have a bonus to that, so that's just straight up hustle. Yeah.
Nice. A 10. So you get to choose
2.
push your luck is not what we're doing. We're doing get the truth. There we go. You get to pick 2. They can't mislead you with the truth. They can't confuse you with falsehoods. They can't stonewall you with silence.
It's interesting. it's interesting because in this situation I know the truth already. I'm basically just doing this to torture her a little bit.
So
I don't know what the interesting choices are. How about she can't confuse me with falsehoods. That way she doesn't try to spin some tale that I buy. And she can't mislead me with the truth. I'm totally fine if she tries to stonewall me.
Awesome. Then and I feel guilty that I jumped to a move when you already know the truth, but I'm just so excited. I love that move a whole lot. It's one of my favorite moves in all of Cartel. So Tal loves Smash Ball, and she pauses. Dang, Ferric, he told you, didn't he?
Yeah. We were out drinking earlier. He got real drunk.
Idiot.
I took him home.
I told him to just be cool, just play casual, but no. Yeah, I don't know. It just kind of we started. I don't know. Are you mad?
I'm not. I'm not mad. I'm just disappointed.
Oh, and she does that. She gives you the look of like, oh
Neither
man,
of you trusted me enough to tell me before now.
He's way older than me, and I thought you'd get mad.
Are you happy?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not happy.
How long has this been going on?
Just a month.
Okay. I'm not mad. There's only so many of us here. He's a good guy. I trust him to treat you well.
So you're okay with this?
Yeah, I don't need to know the ins and outs.
Right. Like I would tell you the ins and gross. Ugh.
You could both do a
Takes
lot worse.
a big drink of water. You should see somebody and we could go on a double date. I don't know. That would be weird.
That might be a little too weird.
I take that back.
Yeah,
That's
I don't really have time. It's work keeps me busy. It's one of my few kind of nights off tonight.
that's when your calm beeps.
Perfect.
It's Zippy.
I kind of like hold my finger. Oh, geez. Okay, yeah. Oh, I assume there's like every time we see Star Wars, it's always like public speakerphone stuff. But is it my burner phone or is it my normal phone?
It is your burner phone.
Oh, okay. I assume there's like some sort of like private mode where you actually talk on like what we would talk on a normal phone. So it's not broadcasting his voice. So yeah, I'll
maybe there's like a thing where you like pull out a little earbud type deal and you can talk real low.
Yeah, I like that. Like I pop out a little earpiece and yeah, perfect. Zippy, is everything okay?
Hey boss, I have good news and less than good news. Which would you like first, sir?
Give me the less than good news.
I think someone's trying to break in.
What's the good news?
I finished cleaning everything, spick and span. It looks great.
Go into lockdown. I'm on my way.
I know it's already in lockdown. I think they have one of those things with the thing where they burn into the, I don't think it's a lightsaber, but I do think that they have the ability to like open the door somehow. And they've already taken out the little gatekeeper droid eye thing. I'm not entirely, they seem to be pretty good at this stuff.
Zippy. I'm on my way and I'll hang up. And then I'll turn to my sister and be like, I gotta go. Emergency at the lab.
What?
Yeah, there's some kind of accident or something.
Well, why don't you call the TSF or the rescue? Or you don't have to go deal with that. That's dangerous. It's late. You're off. What?
It's my lab. I'm in charge of it. Anything that goes wrong there, that comes back to me.
I think you're trying to justify your behavior here,
Yeah. I don't think I'm gonna escalate to an emotional outburst. I'll just.
Oh, by the way, I just dropped your stress from 2 to 1.
Oh yeah. I already forgot about that.
Getting the truth.
Cool.
I got you.
Yeah.
Justify your behavior to someone. Roll with face.
Oh, cool. That's
-1 face. Oh, the face.
All right. Face. Yeah.
Hold on. Let's take a look. What did you roll? That appears to be a 1. You rolled the snake eyes, and then you subtract 1 because your face is -1.
Yep.
That is
great.
That's great. Yeah. She says, I'll just come with you. Yeah, I'll come with you.
You can't come in through the lab. It's a secure site. You can't come in.
Okay, I'll wait outside. I'll come with you and just wait outside.
Oh, son of a... I can't take her with me.
And I think that her just saying I'm gonna come with you, like I'm gonna give you a couple stress there.
That seems fair. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Great. Yep.
Oh, by the way, you can go ahead and mark XP because you're lying to someone close to you about your dealings with the cartel.
Oh yeah, that's all I do every day. Cool. Interesting. How can I get away from her?
Let's cut away from you as AB. You and your lovely backpack walk into Jubal's, and it's late. The place is still pretty busy, though. They're running some kind of drink special, jubilations, 2 for 1, a ladies' night. So there are many, many people here. And I'm curious, AB, when you bring the pack in, do you put it in a secure place?
Yeah. I think we have lockers in the back for all the employees, so it goes straight into there.
Nice. Cool. So you head through, worm your way through the crowd. There are a bunch of people. It looks like some people are here watching something on the Hollows and some kind of sport event. Maybe it's like a remote broadcast of some kind of Hutt ball, which is super violent. So there are people taking side bets, and a bunch of numbers are running along in a little ticker. And you can see that some people are dressed in different, like the green and red and black and yellow, and it looks like a couple different teams. There might be a little rivalry going on. You push your way through, and you head back in to the back, intent on dropping off the backpack in your secure locker. And when you come into the back area, you go through the kitchen, of course, right? Easiest way to get back to the back. And then there's the break room and the area where the lockers are. And when you come in, you see in the break room is Dorok, who is a Ratataki. A Ratataki are, similar to the traditional Zabrak attitude of might makes right. They're pretty brutal. They come from a very barbaric and warlike planet. They were created for the Old Republic MMO, and I think they look cool. They're gray-skinned, often with tribal tattoos. And Dorok is a Ratataki who, maybe, how do you get along with very brutish, not brood. He doesn't brood. He's just brutish. Brutish Dorok.
I think we actually surprisingly get along decently. We stay out of each other's way, and it's kind of like a grudging respect. Like, I think there was probably a fight or two at the beginning, and once we came to an understanding of where we were in the pecking order properly, it was fine.
Nice. So yeah, two of you guys get along pretty well. You see that Dorok currently has one of the Rhodian servers has one of their hands in his hand. Rhodians have these like long, spindly fingers that actually have little suction cups at the end. I love these things.
Hickeys.
And he has their name is DHOTZ, Dots. He has Dots' hand in his, and he's just slowly, you can hear just like the little crinkling sound of bones popping, not breaking, but definitely popping. And the little proboscis mouth of the Rhodian is tightened up, and the eyes are very wide. And Dorok says, "I told you never to do that again." What do you do, Abby?
From what I know about my Durak, and he doesn't beat people who don't deserve it, for lack of a better word. Like, he's not I'm gonna just go around beating up on people for no good reason. So, and if he's saying, "I asked you not to do that again," that says to me that, somebody didn't listen the first time, and they're kind of gonna deserve whatever it is they're about to get. So I just kind of ignore it and just stash my shit.
All right. Well, you do that thing, and there's no problem whatsoever as you are able to open up your little secure. You hit a couple buttons, it pops open, you slide the backpack in, close her up, and you hear the sounds of violence, as it sounds like Dots has been thrown across the break room, perhaps roughly into a few things.
Busy night?
Or you like slide over out of the little locker room area to stick your head into the break room and say that to Dora?
Yeah, I'm like tugging on like I guess an apron so that I can go work behind the bar. Just conversational.
Nice. And Dorok turns, sees it's just you. He kind of clocks. Are you with anybody? Was that casual thing a setup for something else? He sees this. Oh, it's just you. And he kicks Dots on the ground pretty hard, right in the breadbasket, you know. Amy, help! He says, "Yeah, it's no big." Another kick. It's pretty savage.
You know, Jubal gets kind of cranky if you kill him.
I know. He's off the clock.
Yeah, but he has a shift tomorrow.
Are you trying to maybe pressure him a little bit to using indirectly, but maybe trying to pressure him to back off here? Or are you just mentioning it for him to file away later?
I'm mentioning it. I really couldn't care less if he shows up for a shift or not. I just don't necessarily want him to get in trouble.
All right. Cool. And Dorok says, keep that in mind. And he drops to a knee and he leans in and he grabs Dots by the neck. He just squeezes for a little bit. But you can tell he's not going to choke him out. It's just one of those, I will never, ever tell you again. Because the next time we have this conversation will be the last time we have any conversation, Dots. Nod if you understand. Dots nods vigorously. He lets him go. You hear the Rhodian coughing weakly. And Dora gets up, walks over. Where's the rest of your crew?
She checks her watch, checks her comm. They should be here soon. They were sweet talking a trooper, an imp.
Really?
Better
luck than I do.
Ours.
Wait, TSF or a boy in white?
Boy in white, but like a local boy in white. So, you know.
I hope you got the creds to cover it.
So do I. I'm sure Muvanu has enhanced her calm and is just fine with whatever's about to happen.
Dorok reaches like he's gonna touch you, but then he reaches over and he pulls his apron off of the peg, slips it over his head, ties it back. Well, if you need anything, any help, let me know.
Thanks, man.
And he moves beside you, brushes, gets just a little flirty touch, and then moves off to the kitchen. Taking a look at our time, I think this might be where we take our mid-game break. We got 8 minutes of music to enjoy, or just take a break. So we'll see y'all in 8 minutes from now.
Perfect.